Is there any other way?
Yes.
See, that's his prayer. He don't need them talking about, Jesus, I'm with you. Don't do it.
Right.
They ain't worth it. The way they've been treating you, the way they done beat you, and they ain't worth it, Jesus. Don't do it. Not only what he need in the circle. Catch. And which lets you know. See, while you enjoy Red Lobster and Pop Do's and all that, that fish don't just swim to the restaurant. And they don't get in a boat and go 2 or 3 feet offshore to catch that. They be way out there. It be cold, it's waves, it be throwing that ship, and they risk it too, and they don't be out there for 5 or 10 minutes. They be out there for days until they can load that ship up and bring it back to shore full of stuff. So now says, when Jesus observed in the day, they were casting their nets. You fishing at night and in the day? These brothers was hustlers. Now they don't go to church, which I find surprising. When Jesus was getting ready to create his group of followers, he didn't go to the church. I guess he didn't want no fake folk. Because now, fishermen have a language all of their own. And Jesus knew it and understood. These are the kind of folk I want. Now here's 2 brothers. Now what I want you to notice is, Peter becomes his name later on, but it's Andrew and Simon. 21. Matthew 4:21.
And going on further from there, he noticed 2 other brothers, James, son of Zebedee, and his brother John in the boat with their father Zebedee, mending their nets and putting them right, and he called them.
Did you notice that? You cannot fish properly with raggedy nets. He sees Andrew and Simon, who could have been resting, catching a break. After all, they probably had just fished all night. But they out there casting their nets in the day. You never can tell. We might get lucky. And so you got 2 sets of brothers who are working hard. Jesus sees that, but he also sees their fellow workers who are mending their nets, getting everything together so that when they go out tonight, we don't have no hookups.
Right.
4 brothers who are working hard, not laying up. Wow. And in between it, he tells those 4 brothers, follow me. Now what I want you to see is, those were the 4 initial disciples. Andrew, who is Simon's brother, and James and John, who are brothers. But the 4 of them were business partners. Now, Mark says the same thing. Luke says the same thing. I wanted you to see that as an introduction because everybody does not qualify to be in your faith circle just because. How did you think about that? See right off the top. When Jesus would go on certain excursions, and we'll look at that in just a little bit, who did he take with him? Yeah, but even the bionic man couldn't hear that. Now, how did Peter get to go and Andrew didn't?
Well, these told him to go with.
See, but if it was you, that's wrong. James and John's brothers is going. The 4 of them have done everything together in business. But when Jesus comes along, I just need the 3 of y'all. Now, Andrew, you're good enough to be in the group. But I need you to understand, You run with the 12,
All right.
but you don't run with the 3. See, for most of us, we can't really get what we need to in God because we can't make the hard choice. That ain't really right to separate the brothers. According to who? And I'm going to show you how to get through the selection process, all right? Because here's the thing. Your life, if you haven't noticed, is a series of hills and valleys with no warning. It's a series of twists and turns. Do you know what a sinkhole is? It happens more in Florida than anywhere else. A sinkhole is the result of the topsoil looking all right. Then out of nowhere, it just drops. The pressure change, and it just creates a hole out of nowhere. And if you're there, it's hard to escape. It looked all right on the top, but underneath, the pressure is affected, and then it just drops. Watch this. Your life is a series of unexpected, unannounced sinkholes. It appears as though I'm standing on solid ground, and the next thing I know, I'm in a hole. Now, all that means is you need certain people in your life. The Bible says first natural, then spiritual. If your money only allows for you to purchase hoopties, and there's nothing wrong with it, you know what a hoopty requires?
Maintenance.
A mechanic. Yeah. A hoopty survives because of a mechanic. Now, sidebar. Does any mechanic qualify?
No.
Why you say that with your head and shake your head at the same time? Because while they all in business, some of them,
Qualified.
or they qualified, they just ain't in business for you. I'm only here to get, I don't need that kind. Now, here's what messes us up. We think the hookup man is the best man. Now, he might be the cheapest, and cheapest is not a price, that's a quality term. Tell folk all the time, quit going to place talking about I want the cheapest. Cheap is not price, that's quality. You don't ever want the cheapest, you want the least expensive. That's a price term. You get what you pay for. When you get the cheapest, it lasts for 2 days and break. Now I don't know what you're mad for. That's what cheap do. Yes, sir.
What you're talking about reminds me of the commercial. I forget what it is, but there are a couple of them. One of them, there's a guy who's about to have major surgery, and the doctor walks in, and he says, basically, I just got back from being out, because malpractice, whatever else. So the guy says, well, are you qualified? He says, not really, but I think we can get it done. And he said, all right, see you in there. There's a bunch of them like that where, there's another one where a guy goes to a mechanic and he says, you got a problem with your brakes, something like that. And well, I think we can fix this and you can fix that. He said, how long have you been doing this? Oh, we just opened. And he says, I thought you were the best. He was like, no, I never said that. I'm just happy. but that's okay. He's like, well, that's okay though. It's all different kinds, but it says the same thing about quality. What you ask for, what you get, basically.
And while we laughing, who going into surgery talking about, well, maybe it'll be all right. Maybe. Oh no, dude.
I think the doctor says. The guy says, well, I'm nervous. He says, yeah, I'm nervous too.
Oh no.
And he says, I'll see you in there.
Yeah, he would have been in there by himself. Y'all, and watch this. Art imitates life. You want somebody who knows what they're doing, but is not trying to get over on you. So if you are the owner, the possessor of a hoopty, you got to have a mechanic in your life. If you buy a house that's got problems, you got to have a carpenter. You got to have a plumber. You got to have an electrician. These folk go with the, buy one, get one, don't have them. Because see, when you got a house that always require repairs, you can't afford to just be calling the top-notch person. That house, same thing. All right? Now, so as a believer, until I get to where God wants me to be, I am the hoopty.
All right.
But when I break down, as hoopties will, who in my circle is able to fix me? It's necessary. See, sometimes, Mother Deborah, it ain't that I can't fix your car. I just don't have the tools where you have broken down that. But see, even then, a mechanic got something. This ain't gonna fix it, but I can do enough to get your car to the shop. Who's, by choice or default, everybody in here has a circle. But who in that circle really benefits you in your walk with God? See, if everybody in your circle just take away, they leech, then they don't benefit you. You're just there to benefit. Because I'm telling you, when they suck all the life out of you, guess what? And they don't even stay around for the funeral, Keisha. They on to the next live person. So what's this? Mark 5:35. We all encounter dead in our life. For most of us, that's the same category as the impossible. It's liable to be dead because ain't nothing I can do about it. So now, we never avoid the impossible or the dead in our life. But when we encounter it, what does our circle say? Does our circle confirm? Oh yeah, it is impossible. You can forget that. Oh no, that ain't just dead, that's all the way dead. You can forget that. We're in the middle of a whole scene. Don't want to read the whole scene. Come on, 5:35.
While he was still speaking, there came some from the ruler's house who said to Jairus, "Your daughter has died. Why bother and distress the teacher any further?"
Bible readers know when he went to Jesus, she was just sick. Deathly sick, but still sick. Which means I need a healer. I believe he was a healer. When the worker comes and says, don't worry about it. Because see now, this is an impossible situation. You need somebody that's got resurrection power. And unfortunately, we don't know nobody in these circles. Watch this. Listen at the word of the Lord.
Overhearing but ignoring what they said.
Did you hear that? Jesus heard what they said, but ignored it because that don't pertain to me. Watch this.
Jesus said to the ruler of the synagogue, "Do not be seized with alarm and struck with fear. Only keep on believing."
Wow. English. Why did you come to me in the first place? Because whatever was going on at your house was bigger than you. You came to me, why? You don't have my resume. You don't know listen to my credentials. You ain't interviewing nobody. Hey, did he do this for you? Oh, did he do it for you? Oh, he did it for you? Oh, good. Well, good. If he did it for all y'all, surely he can do it for me. Most of these people were just going off of a hunch. You came to me for help. Don't stop believing you with the help. What are you really saying, Jesus? See, you came to me because you didn't have the right folk in your circle.
All right.
You came to me because I should be in your circle. And just because your situation has escalated to something beyond what you were prepared to deal with, I'm still the one that needs to be in your circle. Y'all looking, but you ain't listening. Now here's something interesting. Jesus is not going to this man's house to heal the sick no more. What's he going to do? Ain't no joke about it. The man told him in the street, hey, you can leave him right here. Forget about it. We need to go back home and start planning for a funeral. Your daughter is dead. It's over. Quit bothering this man. Watch this. Now, Jesus is getting ready to go do something super, super, super serious. Now, all 12 of the disciples are right here with him.
All right.
Look at the next verse.
And he permitted no one to accompany him except Peter and James and John, the brother of James.
Wait a minute. So where's Andrew? Where's Bartholomew? Where's Judas? Where's Matthew?
Another room.
Not qualified assistant.
Another room.
Jesus says, because what I don't need is doubt in the room. What I don't need is unbelief in the room. What I don't need is nobody questioning what I'm getting ready to do in the room.
Amen.
All right.
I need somebody that, even though the three don't understand what's going to happen, but what I do know is they all in. It's still in there. Preacher friend of mine from St. Louis sent me this thing. I should have known something with this dodo bird tail. I hope he watched it too on YouTube, because he watched some stuff. I almost called his name. But anyway, this man was feeding snakes. They was all in these boxes. And so when he gets to the last box price, the snake come out the box and hit the floor. So now he's trying to grab the snake and still trying to feed him at the same time. And so now the camera's zooming in and the snake is moving around, and at the last minute, it just jumped out at you. So now I sent that to Karen. So she at work. Well, when she saw it, it just made her, she wanted to say kumbaya.
Y'all,
And see, when she got to talk about me, she sent it to all her sisters who said the same thing. And while we all go to church and love Jesus and Kobobo Shanda, yeah. When that snake jumped out, yeah. We said a tongue all right. Yeah, it was a known tongue. Y'all, watch this. But while we laughing, because stuff happens and you be like, oh, I can't believe I said that. I can't. But watch this. It don't change who you are and who you are in God. I knew what I was getting when I bought it.
Yeah.
Watch this. While the 9 didn't get to see it, he says, Peter, James, and John, I want y'all to see who I really am. Do you know there's nothing to perpetrate the fake you? You have no idea how heavy a burden that is to carry. Someone's going to talk about, you can't believe you did this. We all have journeys we walk. We all have journeys. So in 2004, I don't know how long we had been married, but I had an affair on Karen. And so it was so many things that was going on at the same time. And so in the midst of all of that, it's like, well, how is God gonna put this together? But see, when it's God, That's how you know it's God.
Yeah, yeah.
Because your life is on a certain path. And when what happens, you ain't got to worry about check your circle. You finna see
Yeah.
who the real circle is. Now, see when it ain't the right circle? Yeah, when they get to work, when you come home, they're already packed and moved out. Well, if that's the case. But now, when it's God, God does whatever he needs to do. He recovers how he needs to recover. And even though it's a terrible thing, and it messes up a whole lot of stuff, but when it's God, and it's the right people in your circle, he enables you to overcome. And you don't come through it worse, you come through it better. So you think you know who's in your circle because you got money in the bank. So you think you know who's in your circle because you got 3 or 4 cars you let folk borrow whenever they need it. You think you know who in your circle because every time y'all go out to eat, you pick up the check. You think you know who in your circle because for the most part, every day of your life is sun shining and the breeze is blowing at a nice 71 degrees out of the east. You don't know who in your circle. You don't find out who's in your circle until your life gets turned upside down.
That's right.
Not when you lose some stuff. What happens when you lose it all? And got to start all over at the beginning. What them folk at then? See, when some folk find out the real us, they can't wait to run and go tell. So see, you didn't have a friend in your circle. You had a snitch in your circle. And you believe what you want to believe. Nobody likes a snitch. Jobs tell you, when you see something, let us know. Go and say something. Because see, if you tell on the worker, you'll tell on the boss. And if you tell on the boss, then we all get in trouble. And it ain't long before that. When they find out you the snitch, then all of a sudden, you either get relocated or you get relocated. Like out of a job. Because at the end of the day, nobody like a snitch. Come on.
You got to realize too, you snitching on that person, and the boss don't have no guard. They just go back and tell the person, yeah, such and such that brings you out.
And then when the dust settles, you who told on the person,
You're gone.
you think you reprimanded, and they patting you on the back, they shoving you out the door. And the one you told on still there. We're reading Matthew 7 because what Jesus says is, I got all this divinity clothed in humanity, and it's tough. I at least need my closest circle. Somebody got to know who I really am. And it not trip them out. And it not overwhelm them. Because see, before they get down off the mountain, Keisha, he told them, now don't tell nobody this.
Right.
Till after I rise from the dead. They didn't know what rise from the dead means. Now imagine that.
Right.
You done seen Jesus like this? Now you got to now tell me, what's all that they're doing? You know how Jesus is, man, just ministry stuff. What did he say? Well, he just, Now, I can't lie, but at the same time, I can't tell you because he said don't say nothing. Y'all playing. Watch this. Verse 9. So you see, I ain't making up. Matthew 17:9. We're almost there.
And as they were going down the mountain,
Watch this.
Jesus cautioned and commanded them, do not mention to anyone what you have seen until the Son of Man has been raised from the dead. Wow.
You call it whatever you want to call it. Secret or whatever. He said, you hold this till after I rise from the dead. See, you already know. It's folk in your circle should have been fired. Man, when I found out something juicy on you, I can't hold it. I can't. You done found out juicy stuff on folk and you couldn't hold it. And this is what you got to understand. Fred could be my best, don't miss this. Fred could be my best friend. That don't mean I'm
Right.
his best friend. Oh, you missed that. I wish I had like 4 hours to marinate you like barbecue. Just because I'm his best friend does not mean he's mine. Because whoever that is, see, now Fred is my best friend, so I'm a dump truck on him. I'm going to tell him what happened. I'm going to tell him what happened. But see, the only problem is, I ain't his best friend. Price is.
Right there.
So when I get through telling my best friend what happened to me, he can't hold it. I at least got to tell
One person.
my best friend. Now here's the problem. While Bryce is his best friend, Fred ain't his best friend. Y'all ain't hear nothing I'm saying. So now when you get to church, now you're surprised because the whole church know your
Business.
and don't get offended. Only best friends know your business. That don't make it no better, huh? I only told my best friend. Yeah. Well, the church is a whole church full of best friends. Because whoever Bryce told Rosin, who told Dana, who told Keisha, who told Mother Deborah, who told Aaron, who told Paige, who told Karen, who told, well, you should have just stood up and said, church, I have an announcement. So we can save data time. Y'all watch this. Watch this.
Get it right.
How many know Jesus could have held this?
Yes.
But it was necessary. I need somebody. Special folk in my circle to know the real me. And if I tell you to hold it, you hold it. Don't matter who asks you. Come on, Keisha.
That was like, I think early on in my journey, when I first got in, I didn't understand that. So I figured that if we're supposed to be best friends, we're each other best friends.
See there?
And so that's where a lot of stuff get, because if I'm telling you something going on in my marriage, I'm thinking like, we best friends. Well, that's not necessarily, you're not my best friend like that. You're just a nice friend or a nice person, and not knowing how to, you know, let the Lord guide you into who you, certain stuff you tell and who you don't. And that's not to be bad to that person. You just understand who I can tell what, because sometimes it's too heavy for them.
Believe that.
It's too heavy. And when you're asking them to hold, you can't get Kendall to hold 300 pounds and think she's not going to drop it. And so that's what that was major for me, because I didn't know. So I was just telling everything. Just, you know, I just need help here and I need help here. And thinking that it's going to stay and that the people were going to look out for what was going on with me, you know. And it didn't. It didn't work out like that.
Now, give Kendall 300 if you want her. The 300 is going to kill her.
Yes, it is.
And the weight's going to still be the same.
Yeah. And I still got the same problem. Nobody answered, and I just messed her up because she couldn't handle it.
So now, you're looking but you ain't listening. Now, it ain't nothing wrong with Kendall.
No.
And she may ask you, beg you, please, give it to me.
Yeah.
Now, she should have said a kid, but she could have picked the wrong person.
Right.
Because age don't have nothing to do with it.
Right.
Heavy is heavy. And all heavy means is, it take God. See, because you've been in church 35 years, and you really ain't been in church 35 years. You really only been in church 1 year, 35 times. Because ain't nothing changed. You the same that you came in 35 years ago. Ain't nothing changed. So now, yeah, just because folk, and see, you have to go to the gym. Just because a person big, don't mean they.
They strong.
And I can't tell you how many times folk make the mistake. I want to lift heavy. Hey man, come spot me.
Okay.
You done picked the biggest one in the gym. And then when you get to struggling, now he's struggling too. Now it's a real struggle. Because you're looking at talking about, man, if you don't get this. But it's sometimes, it's somebody in there, LaDarren size.
Yeah.
And you're that prejudged.
Exactly.
Oh, they can't help me. And you don't even know.
They made one.
Well, I almost told you a street term, but it's another term for them kind of folk. They're a different kind of strong. You don't even know it, and then you be like, oh my, I didn't. Yeah.
Well,
So you can't go by what it.
look like.
Watch this. Watch this. Did you have something?
Well, I was just gonna reference how it's like when you have, like you said, your group, and then like Jesus did. And I know it may have bothered them sometimes because we're all together, but you're pulling these three out or whatever. But you don't read too much about. I think the one time when Peter talking to Jesus and he kept looking around, why is John following us?
Well, see, that's because it hadn't been determined who the betrayer was.
Correct.
They still didn't know.
Right. You know, and so it's like, but you still got to, Jesus still had to do what he had to do. He didn't have time to be worried about what they thought about him spending whatever time that he had with those three disciples. He still got to do what he got to do and keep the train moving.
Well,
you know?
That's why I read you those verses. Andrew been with Simon all while they've been in business, but all of a sudden, as Jesus' disciples, why he pick you and he didn't pick me?
Right.
And while it may have affected Andrew, yet Jesus cared, but at the same time, you ain't going.
You ain't going. You can address it if you want to, but I ain't got time to.
You're still my disciple, but you ain't going with us. And I got news for you.
Yeah.
There are times where you hit the door and, Mama, can I go? No, because where I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah. While they at the door crying, when you get through crying, you still staying right here. You ain't going.
Why can't I go?
Yeah.
You know.
Whether you answer that or not. Sometimes you pull up and all you got is a two-seater. Well, 4 people come out.
One more.
And newsflash, I like all y'all. But I ain't driving with nobody sitting in my lap. And when I got this car, I got a 2-seater for a reason. 2 people. That means somebody get to go, and somebody get to stay.
Somebody get that note.
Yeah, whether you like it or not. Yeah, what you want me to do? Hey, it's a 2-seater. I didn't know 4 of y'all was coming out. I just know 3 of y'all going back. Yeah, I didn't want a bus. Because I don't want to have to carry all of y'all. Yeah. Who eating that?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
See, worldly folk.
Yes, it is.
If we drinking, we drinking. See, only worldly folk. Church folk.
Waterfall. Don't put your mouth on.
You full of it. Church folk, worldly folk don't care. Same thing. See, Val talking about she done puff and pass. See, she wasn't real then. She ain't had no friends either. I can tell you that. If you just puffing and ain't passing, you ain't got no friends. Oh, but if you know how to puff, pass, it's some folk in that circle, baby. Yeah. Sometimes you ain't got enough to buy the whole bottle. But I got $2 on it. And real worldly folk ain't talking about, hold on, Keisha, that's more than $2 worth. Man, they just passing. They just drinking and passing. Yeah. I can't afford no nickel bag. I ain't got but 80 cents. But it'll go on the bag. Anybody talking about? That's your 80 cent worth. Man, you pumping and passing till it ain't nothing to pass. Only in church, we monitor it. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, that's enough. Quit spitting all on it. I'm smoking the weed. I don't want to smoke you. Watch this, watch this. You need the right circle to deal with the impossible, the dead. You need the right circle to reveal you. But you need the right circle of faith when you believe you've gone as far as you could go. And I don't know where you live. Every now and then, life backs you up against the wall, and you're convinced this is as far as I can go. Whether that's in my health, my marriage, my sanity, my whatever. If it ain't happened, you ought to dance a jig. But when you live in the real world, life will back you up and say, this is it? Watch this. Mark 14:32.
And when they got into the boat, the wind ceased.
I don't know what Mark 14 you read.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the other mark, 14.
I did that on switch too.
Okay, 14 what?
32.
All right. Then they went to a place called Gethsemane,
Watch this.
and he said to his disciples, "Sit down here while I pray."
Wait. Did you hear the assignment? He told the 9, I don't need y'all to do nothing but sit here.
Yes.
I'm going to pray.
Yes.
Notice how he didn't ask the 9 to pray for him.
You understood it.
Folk that have not been on your journey are not qualified to be invited in on the back end. Ain't nobody hear nothing I'm saying. This tragedy occurs before his greatest victory. See, Dana, when you don't help me in my worst fight, you don't get to stand on the stage and celebrate with me.
Right. Makes sense.
Watch this. He just told them, y'all sit here while I go pray. 33, here it is.
And he took with him Peter, James, and John, and began to be struck with terror and amazement, and deeply troubled and depressed.
See, Price, when you show people who you really are at your best, they're not tripped out when they see you at your worst.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You ain't got real folk in your circle
Yeah.
that ain't never seen you at your worst. If all folk know you is at the club, they don't know you. Oh, every hair in place, you smelling good, looking good, everything on point. That ain't the real you. Now, if they go home with you after the club, and they wake up in the morning, now we talking something. Yeah, when you roll over now, and, hey, how you doing? Woo. You almost took my breath away. Yeah. When your hair's going in 18 different directions, and not because that's Patti LaBelle style. Wow. Yeah. Eyelashes gone. Yeah. You had green eyes last night. Now they just black. You done took your contacts out. Yeah. What looked like a perfect grill, but yeah, you done took the little piece out to show you got a gap and all that. Yeah. You had on 4 layers of spandex to have this hourglass figure, and now you so glad to be in the bed because you ain't breathed in 3 hours. So now we done been drinking all this, but when I wake up in the morning, you done took all of this also. I'm so glad I can breathe. Yeah. At the club, see, your fingernails was this long, but in the morning, they this long. Yeah, but I'm just saying, see, when you can roll over, I'm trying to show you something. Terrible as that analogy is. See, when you wake up first and see all of that, Ken, and you stay for them to wake up, well, now that might be somebody you might want to keep in your circle.
Hallelujah.
I saw you at the club, and then I done woke up first and saw the real you, and I stayed. Now that's something. I know you talking about, no, I need the church lady. No, because the church lady ain't gonna stay. The church man either. Yeah. But see that one that can't even spell Bible? See, that might be the one you want in your circle. That's who Jesus had in his circle. See, when folk can see the best of you, they qualify to see the worst of you.
Yeah.
But it's the same 3 that ain't never changed.
Right.
Watch this. To Peter, to James and John, who saw him transfigured. 34.
And he said to them, "My soul is exceedingly sad, overwhelmed with grief, so that it almost kills me. Remain here and keep awake and be watching."
I need y'all to do something. In that first statement, you can't even imagine Jesus. Up to this point, I do the praying. I done helped you through all your stuff. I prayed you through all your stuff.
Right.
But tonight,
I need your help.
I need y'all to pray for me. What? Did you hear Jesus? Man, this thing is so heavy on me, I feel like I'm about to die.
Right.
And I ain't even got to the cross yet. They ain't never seen him like this.
Yeah.
They ain't never heard him talk like this. But he had to be comfortable enough to know that if I let all of this out,
Right.
this ain't gonna run them off.
Mm-hmm.
But see, when you get here, you can do it here. If this group has been with you when you dealt with the impossible,
Amen.
and then around. If this is the same group that's been with you when you had to deal with all of this, when you transfigured, I showed you the real me, and it didn't run you off. See, when you see me in my glory, when you know my story, and you still stay, you ought to be able to handle this. When I have to tell you, I can't make it.
Yeah.
I'm really at the end. See, you can't have people come out. It's all right, Jesus. You know, folk be on their deathbed and they don't die because somebody done told them they ain't coming.
That's right.
Yeah.
Should be here in 20 more minutes.
That's right.
What is the person in the bed waiting on? Who have you been telling coming?
Yeah.
And they, whatever they doing, Price, they holding on until, and when Daddy get there, what do Daddy whisper in the bed? Dana's here.
I'm here.
You ain't got to hold on no more. You ain't got to fight no more. I'm here.
Right.
Go ahead and do what you got to do. And see, when the last person tell them that, what happened? Why didn't they die ahead of time? Because they was holding on, waiting.
Yeah.
Now, what if that person came and said something different? Won't ever think about that. See, if they say the wrong thing, what did Jesus do? Did you hear his prayer? 3 times, 3 different hours, he told the Father, come get this. This ain't what I want to do.
Yeah.
Is there any other way?
Yes.
See, that's his prayer. He don't need them talking about, Jesus, I'm with you. Don't do it.
Right.
They ain't worth it. The way they've been treating you, the way they done beat you, they ain't worth it, Jesus. Don't do it. Not only what he need in the circle. Watch this. Y'all read the story. They failed him. They didn't pray. They didn't help Jesus at all. Because they couldn't. Sometimes, even in your faith circle, God takes you to a place where the circle has to cease.
Yes. Absolutely. That is true.
Only in the Gospel of Luke does the Bible says, while the 3 failed him, it says, and angels came and ministered unto him.
Right. Absolutely.
God says, because at this point, Jesus, what you need
Yes.
is not a faith circle. You need a heaven circle.
All right.
Watch this. But even when they failed him, Keisha, he didn't get up off of his prayer knees and say, y'all fired. Because when I needed you the most, Jesus understood. Even though you didn't give me what I need, y'all still need me. Let's go. And they mess up even further.
Yeah.
But he maintained the circle. You didn't do what I asked you to do.
Right.
But then toward the end, you did everything I told you not to do. I told you, calm down, Peter. You're trying to cut folks' head off. You couldn't pray, but you want to fight? I don't need you to fight and you can't pray. The rest of the scat, I told y'all, it don't matter. But when he rose from the dead, it should have been 12 new disciples. It wasn't. Them same 8, because Judas killed himself, that he told to stay. I still got work for y'all. And the 3 that didn't do nothing I said do, I still got work for y'all. Including you, Peter, who failed me so miserably, you went out and wept, and if it was up to you, you would have never came back. But while you felt disqualified, you were still qualified. See, y'all, we think because the person don't come through at the back end, we ready to cut folk off. When you got folk that's been through the storm and the rain with you? Just because they didn't do what you want them to do at the back end, you want to cut them off? How many folk you think could experience all the realness of you and still be in your corner?
Come on now.
That's saying something. And what Jesus knew was, I done been some places. I done said and done some things. And y'all been with me all this time. Even though you failed me, you were still with me in my garden.
Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus.
How many folk been with you in your garden? When you were prepared to mail it all in. When you said, I'm finna kill myself. They didn't say, I'm on the way. They was just on the way. And got there before you did anything crazy.
Right.
When you drove off, never to come back, but because they was your real homeboy or homegirl, they knew right where to come to find you in your moment of isolation.
Right.
And while you acted funny on the front end, you were so glad to see it. Because even at our worst, Dana, it's not good to be alone.
That's right.
That's why if you ask God, and we're out of time, before Jesus picked the disciples, it said he prayed all night long. It was more than 12. But after praying all night long, God helped him confirm, pick them 12. And it said that he called 12. So now when you want to know who should be in my inner circle, you got to pray and ask God. And then when God reveals, pick the ones who answer the call.
Okay.
Somebody just said, yeah, every time you call folk, they don't always answer. But there's some folk,
That will.
when you call them,
See your number.
even when they don't recognize the number, they answer.
Yes.
And that's why some light-skinned folk need to be in your circle. Because they answer numbers that they don't even recognize. You call them, it's the wrong number. You call back, and they answer again. Well, who are you trying to call? Well, let's see if we can't work this thing out. See? Everybody don't qualify for that. You call some of us twice. Hey!
Block.
This ain't the number no more. Don't call it no more. You don't need to count folk in your circle. Yeah. Father, we thank you and we praise you for your word. Thank you for our communion time. Because you said as often as we do it in remembrance of you. And as we do the bread and the wine as the deacons prepare, we thank you for this time.